Hello and welcome back to another video. Today, as you can read, we are going to be trying out Assetto Corsa Evo V0.6. It brings a few cool things, but let's check out the changelog in the game. But just before we get there, this video is in memory of this guy, Xeneon, if I recall correctly. He was a Finnish race car driver, raced apparently under a Swedish license, so closer to me. And he unfortunately passed away at the age of 66 in the Nürburgring qualifying race session, I believe it was, around obviously the Nürburgring for the 24-hour race. Very unfortunate that he died under such circumstances. May he rest in peace, and let's get back into the video. Okay, and as you can see, this is the changelog. My camera is a bit in the way, but basically the thing which I cover is gameplay, but yeah, so you have general suspension modeling changes, so to make it a bit more realistic, official telemetry support, adjusted some setup work, AI, updated AI track modeling and ongoing CPU performance optimization. That sounds cool. Better audio, UI changes, which is nice. And then here comes the vehicles which we will be trying today. You have the Lamborghini Countach, Porsche 911 GT3R, Ford Mustang GT3, Ferrari GTO, Ferrari 296 GT3, and Audi R8 LMS GT4 Evo. And we have the Sebring International Race Circuit. I thought I had already set up a driver, but anyway, can I skip? No. Let me get through this. Okay, so we've gone through there, and yeah, this looks a lot different. It used to be a lot. The garage was different. Now it seems to be sort of a house with a few people up there. This looks a bit like Assetto Corsa, I think. Oh, this looks a lot better. Okay, practice session, yes. Practice Mount Panorama? No. Today, well, first of all, yeah, we should... First, let's head off to... No, I think it's better if we just go straight to Sebring. And the car we're going to start off with, I think we should start off with the Porsche. Because, or actually, no. We start with the Porsche. We start slower and then we build up. And where was it now? Young Timer Road, what now that means. Where was it now? There was this one, the GT3R Rennsport. And I know a lot of this is a bit slow, but that's because I'm using a hard drive. So yeah, we'll drive this around Sebring. This car. I'll get back to you when I get there. Okay, so my headphones have had a few issues. So hopefully they don't bring any major issues when driving. Now I'll check the video, and if you're watching this, it means there was no problem. Okay, so the graphics settings seem to be quite low. It was not good. But yeah, it seems like the FPS are limited to 60. I have to check that. Okay, so now remove the limit. Hopefully we get a bit better FPS, but it doesn't seem like it. This car looks good, and I mean the track, there's no real, someone said it was very flat, but in my opinion it doesn't feel like it. But I like the braking though. It feels quite a bit like the race room where going on the brake you feel the car move around if you have maybe the brake a bit too hard. reality it looks more bumpy than it feels, but that's just my FFP settings. When turning it feels good. But yeah, the brakes they feel a bit odd. It's like the initial bite very weak, and then it just after a second it bites very hard, and then you're basically sideways while it's braking. Graphics don't look that good either. It looks very foggy now. Okay, I mean I get a bit like the details through there, but I don't really get a lot. Maybe if I change my settings and adjust it. Quick look here to just so you can see controls here. Dynamic dampening, no. Or is it dynamic? Mounts this increases wheel resistance at high speed. No. Here FFP assigned. Here we have it. Curb effects we move to 30. Road effects to 40. Tire slip effects to 70 we can say. And ABS effect maybe to 25. And now let's see. I can feel a bit more. Okay. Yeah, I feel it a lot better more now. And now it feels good. I could say the same thing about the graphics. They were quite nice beforehand. Now they just look, everything looks foggy. For some reason all my settings reset. Even though I drove this a few weeks ago and it didn't. I don't know what happened. You can see that that's what I mean. Where you brake hard, lose the rev a little bit, but you can still brake very hard. So if you try it through here. We brake maybe where I would say it's a tad too low. You can see that the curb was a bit twitchy, but I still got through the corner. So I mean, few problems, but nothing really. I think I will review, no, I'll not review, but I'll have a look at the settings, make some adjustments, and then I'll come back to driving the Ford. But just my final verdict on this car, feels good, brakes could be a bit better, but I mean they are cold a bit. But yeah, in general I feel like this car could be improved upon. Okay, so now we are in the Ford GT3. I mean, it is a cool car. Hopefully it comes to AMS too. Oh, they have a wacky inflatable arm, inflatable tube man, or what they call it. That's a cool thing. Wacky inflatable arm, inflatable tube man. But this car, I hope it comes to like AMS too, because HRT, I really like deliveries from this year and last year. Especially their German Airways livery and the Bundeswehr fair, or what you want to say, livery, which they will have for Nürburgring 2026. But in general, yeah, this car is front engine, so it should be better with brakes. And hopefully, yeah, it handles well on the brakes and then out of the corners. And yeah, minimal wheel spin at the beginning, then the TC activates. I think that's how it should be in my head. Okay, bit of movement there. Which is partially expected, not as much as the Porsche. Still get quite a bit of wheel spin. That's good. This TC has to react on something, and if there's no wheel spin to react on, then why have traction control? No need for a reaction if there's no action. Ooh, really have to be calm on the throttle and exiting corners. So I mean, this car does do very well. I mean, it does handle quite well, and it does have and it also has traction control cut, which is good. It has lateral and longitudinal traction control. What I mean by that is, well, it depends. There's one which is TC1 and TC2, where one of them detects how much wheel spin you have, and then how much you cut the engine power. So you can have, like, it detects it after a little bit of wheel spin and it cuts off a lot, or the opposite, or whatever you want. Then you have TC and TCC, where you have longitudinal and lateral slip. So lateral would be like the car physically moving sideways, like that. And then longitudinal slip would be like straight, so having just wheel spin, where you can't put power down. You can feel the brakes are a lot better in this case. So, like through here, that would be longitudinal slip if I got there. Then when turning and going on throttle, it would be lateral. I mean, this car does feel like a GT3. Decent brakes. Handles quite well. You get a bit of slip because you have to heat up the tires, but I really like the graphic they have there. I mean, in general, Assetto Corsa competition is quite nice. The problems are the graphics engine seems to be problematic. Modding is still not in here, and in general, it lacks quite a few things. Hopefully, they also add the Nürburgring free roam soon, which they were supposed to add last year. But yeah, this car feels nice. I mean, is it the best? Probably not. Out of all the games, I mean. But is it a good one in the game? In this game, yes. Sebring does feel good, but it feels like the bombs should actually be a bit harder. Hopefully I get better graphics than average, than a, what's it called, low of 49 or something like that. Either way, let's jump into the last car for today, the Ferrari, and let's see how it handles. And here we are, with the final car of today, the Ferrari 296 GT3. Hopefully this gets added to AMS2 one day, but with Ferrari being Ferrari, it seems very unlikely. Ooh, that downshift noise is very cool. Oh, the turbo whirl. You hear it slightly, I think, shifting. This one feels a lot more neutral. I mean, it has good brakes and also not bad exits, which I mean is what you expect from a car with its engine in the middle. So I mean, yeah, this car, as you could hear or see, does look nice. It's not hard to drive, really. It's not like it's like a middle ground between the Ford and the Porsche, which I mean is very expected from this being a car with the engine in the middle. I mean, just pull. It's very nice. This car. I mean, in my opinion, this is my favorite one today. And I don't remember how the other cars go. It felt nice. Okay, so you can't abuse the brakes. I remember being able to abuse the brakes quite a bit beforehand. It doesn't seem like we can do it as much. I think next video on the game, depending on how many cars and trucks we have in it, then maybe I have another look at the Ferrari, because not this Ferrari, but the F1 car, to let it have a bit extra time to cook a bit. Because I mean, in the current state of the GT3s here, they do handle very well, and the brakes feel a lot more natural. I don't know what was the cause of the problem beforehand, but it felt like you had too much power. It could have been some suspension related issue, because this is my engineering studies coming out, that the maximum pressure you can use on a brake disc is dependent on the maximum force on the tire. So the normal force on the tire, or the force the tire applies to the contact to the road, is the amount of force you can actually put through the brake lines. Well, there are a few caveats to that, but either way, making it simple. So basically that means that the more downforce you have, or the more weight you have over the fronts, it means you can brake harder and later. So it could have been them updating the suspension, which meant that they had updated some weird calculations they had, which calculated the force on the tire to be not higher than it should be. So you have a lot, you have a more realistic tire force, which then leads to more realistic braking. And on that note, I think it's time for us to finish up this video. So what did you think of this video? Was it good? Was it bad? Should I wear headphones again? I'll definitely wear headphones again next video. But what do you think? Comment it down below. And whilst you're down there, please hit the like button and also subscribe. My next video, we'll have to see what it's on, because, I mean, Assetto Corsa Rally could be getting an update, but I think it will come out maybe next week as of uploading this, so might be a bit too tight. Then you have, Assetto Corsa Evo won't release anything. LMU might do. I might check out if you want me to. AMS2 might get an update, but I think it's a bit too early. We'll have to see. But also, if you like this new camera view, comment down below, because I have changed a few things around, and I'll fix my headphones for next week. But until then, I've been Racing Legend. You've been my amazing face. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.